Hola crew, it's me Jade. I'm the founder of Small Business Growth Club. I am a skilled photographer, videographer, and small business growth coach. And I'm super excited to be going live today to talk all about you. Specifically, are you using AI in your business? I know it's a hot topic of the moment, but are you using it every day in an integrated way with your core business activities? I am. And I thought I would take this opportunity to share how I'm using it and to give you an insight into the free tools that I've created that can really leverage your business, up level what you're doing, and really change the game in terms of being a circuit breaker for all the overwhelm, the inconsistency, the stress, and the confusion that you're feeling in your business. AI can really be that game changer, that circuit breaker that cuts through. And I'm super excited to spend time today and demonstrate how I'm using it with you to share all my AI insights. But first of all, I really want to know about you. So if you are tuning in now, please holler back at me. Tell me who you are, what your business is, share your links, share your website. I want to get to know you. I am so excited to spend time with you in the next 60 minutes. Thank you for your time, your energy, your attention. I know that we can make magic together. Small business owners, we make the world go round, and I'm super excited to get to know you, to workshop how we can use AI in your business, how we can apply it to what you do and get you results. Hey, Francis, nice to hear from you. Hey, Elise. Hey, Jules. Hey, Allison. I'm so excited to hear from you guys. I just feel like so much great warm energy in this room. You guys are the best in the business. And you know what? I think you need a super tool to match your super skills. And that's what I'm so excited about with AI, because one of the big things that I've got on my list is how much does it cost these days to run a business? Like, it is insane. The subscriptions are going through the roof. You know, everyone you turn to has another cost they want to charge you, another essential service that you need. And yet AI is free, right? When I hear of a free tool, I jump on it. And that is why I'm so excited to share these tools with you. I know that Francis is in my Small Business Growth Club. We've got Nikki in my Small Business Growth Club. Sammy, one of my beautiful longest term members who recently welcomed her own little bub. I am so excited to talk to you guys and spend time with you and also just apply some of these tools I've created to your business. I know that even members within my Small Business Growth Club, you might not be aware of the full architecture that I've built or how it applies to what you do. And I want to let you rest assured that it just takes the load off. Like, that is what I'm all about. My mission is to lighten your load. I have it written on my screen. It's my mission statement. What can I do to lighten your load? How can I lighten the load of other women in business? I wake up every morning and I think that's what I'm going to do today. And what I'm so excited about is that I have created these kind of, a comprehensive system of AI tools that will lighten your load in so many different ways that you can dip into and dip out of and use them as a complete system or use them as targeted tools to attack that email and get it off your to-do list, or target that caption and get it written in 10 seconds, or target your bio and update it instantly, knowing that you're following best case practices. These are things that I've always wanted to do, and I do that in my group. If you're part of my Small Business Growth Club paid membership, you know that I'm always in there workshopping it for you. But imagine if you cloned me, and imagine how much power you could get if you cloned Jade as your personal assistant who followed you around the internet, optimizing and improving everything you're doing. Now we're talking about something really powerful. And the next step of that is, imagine if we cloned you. Imagine if you could build tools like this for your audience and your membership. I'm thinking of you, Francis. I'm thinking of you, Nikki. Imagine if you could create tools that lighten the load for your customers, and how much more valuable does that make you? So today I'm going to be sharing my entry-level tool, keeping in mind the vision I have for you in terms of next month in Small Business Growth Club. I will be taking you under the hood of how I created these tools, so you get that kind of customer view of what I'm doing, but you also get the inside look as a producer and a maker of this. And that's exclusively only to my Small Business Growth Club members. So I am so excited by today. We've got Lyndall in the house. Welcome, Lyndall. Tell us about you. Share your links. B in the house. Welcome, Sandra. Yay. I'm so excited to spend time with you. Thank you again for spending your time and energy with me. And please share your links. one of the things that I'm really passionate about is getting you results, right? This is not a lecture. This is a conversation. I want you to use this opportunity to network with the other small business owners here in the room. I know that your next customer is here. Your next collaborator is here. I am not one of those leaders that needs to be constantly worshipped or follow my rules and you're out. I invite collaboration. I invite discussion. I invite networking. And right now, if you want to jump in the chat and share your links, tell us about you so that we can connect with you. We can follow you. I want you to leave this conversation with results. And that starts with you're growing your audience and more followers tangibly on your account. Let's get that happening. So I'm excited to learn about this, Jade. Yes, Nikki, super excited. Hi, Kaz. Welcome, Kaz. Definitely share your links in the chat. Excited to spend time with you. Let's get rolling, shall we? Who's excited? Haley Elise is Burn the Bakery, the best bakery on the planet. If you are not checking out Haley Elise, you should be. Jules is sharing her Sugarberry Shimmy. Welcome, Jules. Super excited. So glad that you're sharing what you do. I want people to get to know you and to follow you as well. So while people are sharing, please jump in. I'm also going to share my screen and I'm going to give you a look at what's coming today because it's all about you. It's all about supercharging your sales. I think this is so exciting because, hands up, who wants a few more sales, right? Who's in the house and could do with a few more sales? It is tough times out there economically. We are facing increasing costs of living. We are facing doom and gloom in the news. But you know what? You are the master of your own destiny. You are in your small business so that you can drive the ship. And I'm here to support you and help you power up, help you grow your audience and to sell more online. And I love to see how you're already doing that. You're already got the action takers in the room, already sharing their links, already forging connections and collaborations here. Thank you so much. I love working with action takers. And I think it's really exciting in this new space to think about taking action with the tool of AI. So I've got a bit of a question here to get us started. And that is, how do you feel about AI? Are you kind of feeling intimidated down one end with number one, where it's like, oh my God, not another tool to learn, not another tool to get my head across? Or are you feeling kind of number three, do what you must? Is this a game of, just getting to grips with the new reality? This is the future and, you're going to come along with it? Or are you feeling like, I'm actually good at this. I've played around with AI and I reckon I can make this work. If you want to holler at me in the chat with what you're feeling, your number from 1 to 6, your comfort level, your confidence with AI so far, I want to get to know because I want to adjust my presentation and talk and change what I'm talking about to fit you and whoever's in this room with me. So Jen Donovan, excited to be a 6. Jen Donovan, oh, you are a 6 at everything in life, Jen. If you don't know Jen, she is the author of one of my favorite books. I just happen to have it right here. Small Town, Big Impact. Jen, I'm so delighted to have a famous published author in the house. Thank you, Jen, for spending time with us. And yeah, AI is a game changer. And anyone who's in marketing is like, wow, this is amazing. So super excited. Nikki says she's a 3. She's like, oh, I better get a handle of this, but I don't really want to. I reckon we can take you to a 6 in this session, Nikki, for sure. Nikki, you are crushing everything you want. We've got Critical Info in the house. Welcome, Critical Info. You have an extraordinary business and platform I'm excited to learn more about. Francis is at a 4. Francis, we're going to hype you up all the way to the 5. Jen Donovan says, holy crap, lady, so lovely. You are, Jen, and I'm so grateful to have you in my world. Sandra says, I think AI has heaps of potential to be helpful and I want to use it more. Wonderful, Sandra. Yeah, I think it could really help. Particularly, I know, Sandra, we've spoken in the past about deadlines, when you are kind of an artist, when you are someone who is kind of has a creative kind of thought process, and how difficult it can be to manage your processes in a strict timeline situation. And I know it's not Sandra alone who faces this. I think every small business owner in this workshop can identify with the pressure of having to perform, having to turn things around in like less than minimal timelines. And I love the power of AI is in how fast it is, how fast, how powerful, how complete it is. I think it can change the game, not only for you, Sandra, but for everyone here. Rochelle says, for sure. Welcome, Rochelle. Super excited to spend time with you. I love Rochelle's business. Kaz says, I've been dabbling with AI, but I can see way more potential. Genevieve says, I'm excited for it. I just want to understand how to get the most out of it. Nicole says a 1. Nicole, surely not. Nicole is the host of the fabulous Psychosocial HR Summit coming up in Brisbane in October this year. And Nicole, one of the ways that AI can really help you is with promotion of your event. You have an incredible timeline and runway till October this year. You can be mapping out your posts every single day if you wanted, done for you, linked to your ideal customers' pain, gain, and transformation. You can then delegate that to someone, or you can have AI create those graphics for you. And your job can just be to decide, do you want to post twice today or 5 times? Really, it's that amazing. And, that will make a huge impact on your bottom line for sales of the event. Because let's be honest, people, a lot of this game, a lot of the promotion game, a lot of the small business game comes down to volume. It simply does. I think of that guy, that guy in 1920s New York. He was like, roll up, ladies and gentlemen, come right up. And that guy is what we need to be, except we've got to cook dinner, we've got to get the washing on, we've got to pick up the kids. We don't have time to be promoting our business nonstop in the world, but AI does. And so I want to take that heavy lifting, that grunt work off your shoulders, and I want to delegate that to AI and get it just turning around your volume of content for you. It's just a really easy win, right? So we've got new content. Nicole says, yes, please. Nicole, I reckon we could do it by the end of this session. I reckon I'm going to use Nicole as an example of what AI can do in this session. So I'm super excited about it. Thank you, everyone, for playing with me. I want to take you back now just a few years to the end of COVID. And I want to talk about, you might know me as a photographer, a videographer, and that is my trade. That is what I'm skilled at doing. I'm lucky enough to have spent time with people like Sarah Jessica Parker. I've captured Kate Hudson. I've captured the incredible Jen Donovan, who is in the room, the author here. I'll never stop promoting Jen. But during COVID, my business shut down. There was no photography. There was no anything, as we all remember. And so I had to pivot. I wasn't alone. Many people in the world pivoted. And so I did something really incredible, really, really smart, and really quite unheard of, because I pivoted towards building my business on social first, right? This is the really smart thing that I did. And I really want you to understand why this is so smart. The typical way of doing business is saying, oh, I've got an idea. I'll go build a website, send 5 million emails. People will buy it. Maybe they don't. If you go ahead and you spend money and you invest on things, you spend hours of your time writing emails, you don't even know if people are going to buy it. Why? Because you haven't validated. You haven't researched. You haven't done robust testing of whether your product and service is needed in the market, what people will pay for it, and if you can actually make money doing it. This is the reason behind why 50% of small businesses don't make it to the end of the year, 12 months, or 60% don't make it past 3 years. They don't validate and pre-sell their ideas. They're constantly outlaying cash into the latest tools, the latest subscription, and they're not testing things with the market and pre-selling before they invest. So that's what I did during COVID. I pre-sold my incredible small business growth club, and I was able to get these incredible results. Because if you pre-sell something, if you validate something before you invest in it, you make 100% pure profit because you have no costs. So you don't even need to make that much money, and you're still so far ahead, as opposed to so many business owners who typically invest in things hoping maybe on the other side they'll get a return. This is what I call profit first business. We've all heard of profit first accounting, but I run profit first businesses. And the really exciting thing about building your business on social, basically it's like setting up a pop-up shop at the mall before building a warehouse, right? At the mall, you get the foot traffic. You get the passers-by, you get the grannies, you get the young kids, you get to test things, you get to find out who wants what and who needs this, and really embed yourself in the market and delight in that, because that's where your customer is. So when I did this and I went for a social first approach, I was able to reach 1.2 million people with zero cost, ladies and gentlemen. I also was able to, make $50,000, $20,000. I was able to deliver incredible results for my customers. So, they would say things like, wow, look, 2,900% for my reach. Or I would get, what is this, 11,587 likes on a single post. Great results. The most impactful thing about this for me was connecting with people, right? Because I feel like if you're a small business, particularly if you're a pivoting small business, particularly if you want cash flow first small business, you really need to keep close to your ideal customer. You really need to be in kind of constant dialogue with them. And so that's what you do when you're on social, because you're constantly kind of commenting, you're understanding, you're DMing. And I was able to hear these lovely comments from people, things like, you are amazing in all capital letters, and phenomenal coach and photographer. So far, so good. This is my last year. But if we kind of step forward a little bit, there was a little bit of a downside to my brilliant plan. I still think it was brilliant because I made the money that I needed to from zero to hero, mind you, which is very, very hard. The only problem with my plan is, and anyone will know this, sometimes content and relying on that is a treadmill. And once you start that treadmill, well, where does it end? Holler at me in the comments if you are familiar with the treadmill of what it feels like creating content, of what it feels like being on social, being online. This is a reality of it. And I think in a lot of ways, small business is a bit of a treadmill. Like it just is, right? It just, Jen has had a long career in small business, and she'll tell you that the marketing game was always about getting out there in front of your audience, repetition. But these days, that treadmill is getting a little bit fast, and sometimes it feels like it might overwhelm you. So Evie says, I've focused on building a profit-first business. It's a great model. So good, Evie. Hats off to you. But yeah, holler at me in the chat if you feel like you're on a treadmill. If you've ever felt this feeling, holler at me. Rochelle says, if only it was actually exercise, lol, I would easily get my 10,000 steps in. Jen says, yes, exactly. The reality is it's pretty intense out there, and it can be. And so we all want to find that solution to a sustainable small business, right? Now, if you go out in the market, this is what I realized everyone out there is telling me that they've got the solution for me, right? Like the email people, they're all like, if you buy my email course, you'll get off the treadmill. And you're like, yeah, okay. And so you get the course and you do all the things and you end up sending all the emails. And guess what? You're not off the treadmill. The SEO people do the same. They're like, pay $10,000 for SEO and you'll never have to post again in your life. And it's not true. The website people say the same thing. If you get my website, you'll be off the treadmill. The brand strategists say the same thing. It's all about branding. You need a good brand. That's why you're not making the sales. And what it is that every single person in the game tells you that their thing is the solution to your treadmill. And you know what? You could end up buying every single one of these things and you will be down $19,299 per month ongoing. I don't think their solutions are the solution. Do you know what I mean? Well, for starters, you don't have the money to invest in that every single month unless you're seriously well done. And that's a different kind of thing. I think we can all aspire to pay for these things every single month, but it might be an iterative process getting there. And what I see is a lot of small business owners faced with all these different options and then getting completely overwhelmed by thinking, oh crap, what do I do next? Do I send an email? Do I SEO optimize my website? Do I pay for 12 grand for a brand strategist? I think that it is so confusing for us out there because every single expert is screaming at us that they have the solution. And I want to say it out loud. I don't think they do, right? I don't think they do because I think the solution is an ecosystem of a whole bunch of different things. And that's not a great thing to say out loud. I bet you didn't want to hear that, but I actually think that's the answer. So we've got you nailed it, Jade, says Jules. I'm terrible on the treadmill. I need to up the fitness level. The problem as a small business is we're trying to do all the things rather than one thing we're really good at and build our business around it. Yes, Evie. Hallelujah. That's the thing, right? That's because you're really good at what you do, right? It's just that you have to do a million other things that take you out of your zone of genius. So I think small business owners are feeling overwhelmed. I think you're blaming yourself for being inconsistent when I think that the consistency required is beyond the capacity of any human being. And I think that we are all on this kind of treadmill heading towards burnout at various points, right? It's just inevitable because the workload in front of us is beyond human capacity. I just want to say that out loud. I think you're doing a great job. I think you're doing a really good job, particularly with all the crap that's all around you, knowing that your small business is just one part of your life and you have other priorities that are way more important than this as well. So you've got a lot going on. Into this scenario comes AI. Da, da, da. And me, being me, I'll tell you one thing about me. I am a cheap person. I am always looking out for the next bargain. And that's why when, AI kind of ChatGPT debuted and we've got Meta's Llama, we've got Google's Gemini, my little spidey senses go off because I am all about the free, right? If there is a free product that can do the things, I will go for that 9 times out of 10 rather than pay for things when you're uncertain what the result's going to be. I'm always going to try the free thing first, right? Just to see what it can do. So AI steps into the game and it's changed it. It's completely changed it. And it changes it rapidly. And what I want to demonstrate with you today is how powerfully and rapidly it has changed the game and give you a sense for the power and the impact it can have on your business. Now, just to do a bit of a recap, if you've just joined me and you're not sure who is this bird and what is she talking about, my name is Jade. I am the founder of Small Business Growth Club, a paid membership group where I teach you how to grow your audience and to make sales online. And as part of my demonstration today of AI, I also want to gift you a free resource. Now, this free resource is a ChatGPT prompt. I love it. It's awesome, but it's a prompt. And I just want to caveat things by saying I don't think that prompts are the solution, right? People say, again, it's like these solution people. They're like, I've got the solution. It's a million prompts for you. I don't think a million prompts are the solution for your business, but I'm happy for you to, have a prompt and play with it and get a sense for how to use AI if you were just beginning your journey. When we were chatting, it sounded like most of you guys are quite sophisticated on your AI journey. So I think this will be useful for you, but I actually have a whole lot more exciting stuff to show you in this presentation. So definitely grab that freebie, but stay tuned, buckle up, because the best is in this presentation itself. At this point, I wanted to bring up a little saying. There's so many sayings flying around about AI. I think the computer nerds just get carried away with themselves. But here is a quote that did stick with me and that plays on this idea that AI is going to take all of our jobs. I think there is this fear, where do we fit in this new economy? What does it look like when we have artificial intelligence? And this quote really stood out to me, which is AI won't steal your job, but someone using AI might. And I thought of this and I thought it was really pertinent because even if you're not interested in integrating AI into your business the way I do, I think it is really important for you to be across what's going on and aware of what the tools are, how they work, and what they're doing. So I hope that you can see, you're welcome to take both sides in this particular workshop. You can really get hands-on and stuck in, or you can look at it as, good to know, good to keep in mind, particularly if you're in corporate or you have a different kind of background there. So Lucy says, not me, I'm terrified of AI. Lucy, I'm sure we'll change your opinion by the end of today. And honestly, I don't think there's anything to be scared about. I think it's really about lightening your load. And that's what I love to do with AI. But, the computer nerds talk the talk, and then we all head over to ChatGPT. And what do we see here? Well, we jump into this, and then all of a sudden it's like, brain fog. What am I doing here? What does this page even do? Holler at me in the chat if you've been to ChatGPT homepage and you're like, tapped in a few things and then you're like, what is this? It gives you some surface level, superficial result and you're like, man, they really talked up a good game, but this is pretty average. I think that that's something we've all been through. I've certainly had that as a result. And then, the other thing that I've done is people come out with these, prompt, here's a prompt, here's a prompt, here's a prompt, here's a prompt. And the thing with prompts is I just don't think that's the way we're going to use AI ongoing. I think that AI is going to be a lot more intuitive. And I feel like the prompt thing is a bit like the hack or the tip thing. It's just like a surface level band-aid, and it doesn't really address the root cause of your business growth and your sales optimization. So instead, Jules says, yes, superficial. Glad you agree, Jules. Instead, I have something really exciting for you, and that is a sustainable business system. Like I said at the start, we get sold to by all these experts under the sun. And actually, I do think that each of these experts has something to give us. It's just that we don't have the budget to be able to afford all of them at once. But I do believe they have something for us. And so what I feel like is AI is the bridge. AI is the bridge helping us elevate our cash flow, minimize the work, and get to this point where we can utilize the services of all the experts in our world and that we really do need their services. For me, it's not about AI being the solution. It's about AI plus business fundamentals. The things that have stood the test of time. The way that we buy and sell is not going to change. There is always going to be a person on the other side of the screen buying your product. AI doesn't buy your product, doesn't book your service. So at the end of the day, it's about that other human. I think that AI can help us on the way to building your sustainable income. That's how I see it. And if you take one thing from today's session, if you want to take a screenshot or you want to get more of this, I feel like this is the biggest leap forward. Because what I've done is I've spent a lot of time thinking about the small business ecosystem, thinking about the architecture, thinking about how to get you to success in a sustainable, doable way. And so I've come up with this, your success path. And for anyone who's ever read like a fantasy book or like is a bit of a closet nerd, you will know that at the start of every fantasy book and the map, it gives you confidence that you know that there is a path to follow, that even if you're not certain, that there is a track that will lead you to where you want to go. And for me, I've worked with Alison on this. She created this brilliant graphic and it's been so enlightening to me and for me. I actually have it like printed out and pushed all across my desk because I feel like the overwhelm we have in small business comes from not having a map like this. If we all knew that there were just 8 steps to small business success, I think we could take it down a notch. I think we could breathe a bit easier. I think we could rest a bit and think, okay, I'm at step number 5. I'm going to get to 8, but I'm going to get there in the right time. I've still got a few steps to go along the way. So this was really enlightening me. Enlightening. Lucy says it's like choose your own adventure. Absolutely, Lucy. I think it's totally that. And the exciting thing about it is that, that ends up with money and woohoo, cash flow at the end. I think that's super exciting. But even though there are just 8 steps in this, right? It's 8 steps too many because let's face it, you're a busy small business owner. By the end of this call, you want to have money in your pocket, followers in your on your profile. We want to get you results. So where the revolution comes in is I have created AI tools that do the things every step of the way. So for example, your success path starts with knowing and defining your customer. The no shit Sherlock, like literally every marketing person ever says that. But have you actually done it? Do you actually have the definition of your customer? Do you run it and keep it in your mind every single time you're sending an email? Every single time you're creating a caption? Every single time you're building an offer? Do you run it through the eyes of that particular person who is your ideal customer? You bet you don't, okay? You do it once, you do these processes once and you put them up on a shelf and you just go ahead like a headless chicken and try and execute. Whereas building the AI tools for you means you're in constant running through of this stuff, making sure that every touch point runs through the filter of your ideal customer. You can set that, define that. You can get AI to define your ideal customer, then define it to always think about your ideal customer every email that it creates, every caption that it writes, thinking about that person. So it's a set and forget type solution. Not only that, for every single step of this 8-step process, I've created an AI tool that does the thing for you. I've created a strategy builder. I've created a bio writer. I have created tons of tools around content, from caption writers to infographic creators. And I've got a lead magnet creator. I'm building your funnel. I've got your launch plan. And finally, an AI tool that can go through your data and your insights. Alison says, it helps so much to see the overall plan. Totally. This is the game changer. So AI does the task that you don't want to. I mean, I'm sure you enjoy creating emails, but like every single day writing a caption or like, every 3 days, who's got that much interesting stuff to say? Not me. I want a tool that can do the stuff when I can't do it. So these are the tools that I've created. Email writer, caption writer, your money machine. I've come up with a AI tool that generates additional revenue streams for you. I'd really love to run this for you, Nikki Cinch, because Nikki Cinch has got an amazing podcast. But what I want to know is, how could we monetize that podcast? Who do we need to go to or talk to, or what offer do we need to create to get more money for your incredible interviewer skills, Nikki? And that's the sort of thing we can run through your money machine. I've got story brand strategy, where I build your strategy. Bio writer gives you best practice bio. So all of these tools, they're not just random internet stuff. I've taken my proprietary knowledge of what needs to get done, of what makes a good bio. I've built it into an AI tool, and then you can run it in your pocket anytime you want. And in fact, once you run it, then you can be in conversation with that tool and be like, okay, great, I love this, but I've got to enter an awards competition tomorrow night. Can you also explain this as an awards entry and submit it, get it ready for submission? I've created an infographic creator because infographics are super hot right now. I've got story games questions that generates for you. Again, Nikki, you are prolific on the stories. Story games questions generates a whole bunch of really easy questions that you can ask your audience to boost your interaction. I'm thinking of you again, Jules. I think this would be fun for you to play with your audience, to find out for them what types of products they want to see from you. Just boost your interaction. Even if you're closing your current business, maybe asking them about what your next business should be. Playing those story games is the validation and is the pre-selling that I was talking about earlier in this workshop that makes it so smart, because it costs you nothing and it's where you validate your next business idea. I've also got a customer finder. So when I was talking about this particular workshop, I put it out in a poll. I was like, what tool do you want most? And everyone came back to me and they were like, I want a tool that gives me new customers. And I was like, right. And I built it. And so that tool is the one we're going to demonstrate today, because I want you to see it in action for your business. It defines your customer first up. That was that basic marketing premise that we needed to do. It defines your ideal customer's pain points. It separates them into 3 buckets: internal, external, and philosophical, which is based on the work of this guy, Donald Miller from StoryBrand. Really big, powerful book that impacted me a lot. It was all about making your customer the hero of your business. So the customer finder follows the theory in this book. It then goes on to generate 15 professions that have those characteristics, so that you can identify when someone crosses your path, are they my ideal customer or not? Because sometimes, I got to be honest with you, sometimes I'll get a comment and I'm just like, oh, whatever. But if I knew that it was my ideal customer, for example, I might be more inclined to spend time talking to them or spend time chatting with them. So it's just good to have that on your radar. These are all the things that the various tools can do for you. They can find your customers, write your captions, write your bio, write your emails, create your content, deliver your strategy. For me, it's really important that I am lightening your load, that I am doing the heavy lifting for you. So without further ado, I really want to dive in and demonstrate what this can be for you. So I've got some comments in here. Nikki says, awesome, Jade. Yeah, Nikki, I think that's so powerful. So Nikki, you are part of my Small Business Growth Club. So you have all these tools already. They're sitting for you in our online portal. I've also done a bunch of tutorials on them, Your Money Machine, for example. And so they've been shared with you in stories. But if you want, after this call, Alison and I can DM you those stories again so you can see them. The tutorial is less than 5 minutes, as are all my tutorials in Small Business Growth Club. Yona says, whoa, the amount of time we will save. Yona, I'm so excited that you can see the potential of this, because I imagine for Yona runs an an outsourcing business. I imagine for you spend a lot of time trying to find out who is the ideal customer for this particular professional, and how do I speak to that customer? Well, AI can bridge the gap for you so that you can get it to generate a ton of content ideas based on that ideal customer. So you know that all of the content and all the touch points that you're creating link back to that ideal customer, and everything is strategic. It's not scattergun. It's not throwing spaghetti at the wall. It comes back to the strategy. So Nikki says, yes, please. Jules says, woot. So let's go ahead and do it, shall we? So let's stop this particular share here. And who wants me to run it? I think I promised Nicole Turnbull that I would run it for you, Nicole, because I thought it would be really powerful. I know that you are in the sales phase of selling tickets to your psychosocial summit, right? And I think it's really important that you really zero in on that ideal customer who needs to be at this summit. And I want to define them for you. And I want to give you some ideas of what you can post on social to target that person and to call them in to your amazing summit, which you are putting so much time and energy into organizing and hosting. So let me find my ChatGPT and let me get it rocking. So give me 2 seconds. ChatGPT. Rochelle says, let's do it. Well, Rochelle, you got to be next, baby. I'm going to demonstrate for 2 people, but then we can continue the discussion in the Facebook group afterwards. If this is something that you're interested in, you'd like to see it run for you and your business. Let me share my screen with you. I'm just going to find it here. This is my ChatGPT. Holler at me in the comments if you can see that, if it looks okay to your eyes. I'm going to try and keep the comments from you guys over this side. So good. And so here are my tools that I've built, my special AI tools. And we're going to go for this one here, which is the CustomerFinder. This tool defines your hero customer, then delivers a 14-day content schedule based on your customer's pain points. No prompts required. This is really important to me because ChatGPT and using AI can just become another stone on your back. It can just become another chore that you've got to do that extends your workload, that doesn't minimize it, it adds to it. Instead, I've built things that do not require any prompts. You do not need to give this tool specifics. It's not going to ask you, who is your ideal customer? How old are they? How much do they earn? You just grab your website or your social and you chuck it in. So I'm just going to go to the Psychosocial Safety Summit website. I'm going to grab all the information on there and I'm going to chuck it into this tool and we're going to find out who is the ideal customer for this summit and we're going to get some great content ideas. So let's chuck it in here. Rock and roll. Nicole's done a fantastic job on her website. It's got a ton of information on there. She doesn't need to waste more time inputting that into ChatGPT. She needs to get results. So Nicole says, wow, awesome. Let's go have a look then, shall we? Here we go. It's rocking on, Nicole. I hope you can see it. So based on the story brand strategy, let's structure your message, Nicole, to grow your followers and sales online. So the hero of your story is a professional in the field of occupational health and safety or human resources. This individual values their well-being and mental health of their colleagues and employees. They're proactive, empathetic, and dedicated to creating a safe and supportive work environment. You would know this, Nicole. This customer has likely experienced or witnessed the detrimental effects of poor psychosocial health in the workplace, such as high stress levels, burnout, and even workplace bullying or harassment. They seek effective solutions and strategies to address these issues, but may feel overwhelmed by the vast amount of information and varying methodologies available. Their primary objections to working with you, this is really good for you to know, Nicole, because if people are not buying, there's an objection and a block there. And we want to know what that is so that you can go in with the right piece of content to unblock and answer that objection rather than just posting, buy my ticket. You know, it really speaks to them specifically. They feel seen, they feel heard, and then they feel understood that you have the solution for that objection. Their primary objections to working with new partners include skepticism about the efficacy of new methods, budget constraints, and potential resistance from upper management or staff. See, that could be a really key idea for you, Nicole. I wonder if it's like, bring your boss ticket or something like that. You know, treat your boss with this special ticket that invites them to come along, you know, inviting someone to kind of break that barrier. It could be a fun way to play with the ticket sales that you were going to do anyway, you know, bring a friend or bring a bestie, bring your boss type thing. So after that, we break down their pain points into 3 buckets. This is really important because we often think of pain points as negative or scary. In fact, these are your opportunities to cut through the noise. This is your opportunity to get in front of your ideal customer and to really give them a reason to stop what they're doing and say, hold on a second, I need to be here. I need to buy this. So this is talking about their internal pain. So talking about, they want to, acknowledge their dedication and the emotional toll that managing workplace psychosocial health can take. That's really interesting. It's the carers need caring. I think that's a nice angle. The external pain that they face. So this is amongst a society and the culture. It's going to outline here. They've got practical challenges that they need the tools and strategies. And then the philosophical pain that they face. This is kind of like the internal values that they hold and how you can appeal to their values and their emotions. As we all know, people don't make decisions based on, budgetary sense. We're not adding up the pluses and negatives of each individual transaction. People move with their hearts. So when you can appeal to their hearts and their values, they are so quick to override their wallet in terms of making a buying decision. Now, I just think that's really powerful, and that's something you should be aware of. So in addition to this pain, we've got 15 occupations who might need your product or service. So I'm sure, Nicole, that you know this. You would have all of these people on your hit list. I think it's interesting that you can then take this list and maybe target specifically these types of people on LinkedIn who might be in your orbit, but you might need to send them a DM, or you could send this information to an appointment setter. I certainly know that Yona on this call runs an outsourcing crew that can action this targeting. So you could be, I know it's really effective. It's happened to me. Holler at, if it's happened to you recently, someone's jumped into your DMs and said, hey, by the way, we're hosting a workshop on such and such. Would you like to come? And, because that workshop is in a space that I want, Jen, it was in a space of public speaking. I was like, yeah, I want to come along to this public speaking workshop. It was like how to host a TED Talk in 10 days or something like that. I was like, yeah. And I signed up because it was targeted to me and was relevant. So you go from being spam, if it's the wrong targeting, to being desired and wanted and helpful and useful and convenient to someone because it's the right targeting. I hope you can see how, this can help with your targeting. And then we haven't even gotten to the good bit yet, which is your 14-day done for you content calendar across all the surfaces. So blogs, graphics, videos, engagement questions, to execute and get creative with how you appeal to people based on their pain points. So we've got ideas here, infographics, steps to conduct a psychosocial risk assessment, interview with a psychosocial safety expert, then a question, what's your biggest challenge in managing workplace mental health? That could be a good one to put in Facebook groups, Nicole, where it's not a hard sell. It's a engagement question that, the admins never take down. And then when people respond, you can send a DM afterwards and say, hey, thanks for responding. By the way, I'm hosting this summit. Is this something that could be of interest for you and your team? So, and again, I'm sure Yona could help you with that execution of that. How to foster a supportive workplace culture, checklist, daily self-care tips for HR professionals. I thought that was an interesting one based on, the fact that the HR professionals feel, that like the carer needs to be cared for. They might be exposed to this, even seeing this bullying might drain their emotional bandwidth. And so giving them tips specifically for them, calling them into your event, selling without being salesy. And obviously this list rolls on and on. So that is what it's all about. Nicole says, oh, I love this. Oh my God, this is genius, Jade. I'm so glad you think that, Jules. I'm blown away that all of this was delivered without a single prompt, without Nicole having to stuff around and tell AI, blah, blah, blah. I'm a social safety summit expert. I'm host. This was just done. And this is just the first step, because now Nicole has this thread. She can then be in conversation with the AI and say, thanks, but now I need something else. I need an award. I need an award submission. From this, I want to enter the Stevie Awards. For small business owners. Write me 150 word award submission based on my ideal customers' pain points, just for example. And then here she goes. It takes all that information and now applies it to the next thing, because we've pulled out the most important thing of all, which is your customer. This is so powerful. So, oh my God, awesome results, says Sarah. Holy moly, says Rochelle. Wow, looks good. Yeah, thank you. Sandra says, I'm really keen to get stuck into using the tools. I've set aside time this week to take action and try them out. Yes, because Sandra you're in my Small Business Growth Club paid membership group. We have such a beautiful community. I want to help you use these tools, Sandra, so that you are not writing your emails, so that you are not stuffing around with award submissions, so that you feel empowered, that you've got the quality tools at your back to action the things you need to, so you can focus on making your art. I think that is what you can do that no one else can do. And so really, I see AI on capitalizing on this idea of keeping you in your zone of genius. We always hear this, but how impossible is it to do when we have a million things on our plate? So if we head back now, I think the time has flown by, guys, because I'm going to have to keep going through this presentation. But please, let's continue the conversation in the Facebook group. I'm happy to run this tool for other people. I really want you to see the power of it, because this is just the first tool. Don't forget, I have a suite of tools that I've created for small business owners, and they exist to lighten your load. This is the very first one. I hope you can see how powerful they are in terms of being effective and being minimally requiring your time and your effort. Here we go. This is your success path that I've mapped out with the power of AI behind you to do the heavy lifting, to execute, and to get you back into your zone of genius, whether that's with your customers or creating your art or, working on your HR business, connecting with those people that you need, the high ticket clients who you really need to spend time with, and maybe delegating this to Yona and her Kaya crew and getting them to action it, knowing that it's targeted, knowing that it's on point. So if we keep on rolling on, I hope you're excited by this as I am. My big thing is taking you, transforming the way you feel from, instead of feeling overwhelmed, inconsistent, and burnt out. I hope you can see how AI is your key to saving time, making money, and gaining control in your small business. I think it's so powerful, and I hope you can see how it's there. When I started down this path, I was, just coming out of COVID. I had monetized my social, so I was making some money and I was ready to invest it. And I just found, holy crapola, I have nowhere near what it's going to take to employ an email expert, to pay a brand strategist, to, get someone working on my SEO. I thought I needed tons more cash. I thought I needed to work like a maniac. I thought I needed 1,000,000 hours in the day. But what I've come to understand, and I hope what you can see now, just a taste of, you need a sustainable success system powered by free AI. I love this. I love free. Give me that free solution. That's all I want. We've got your success path. This is my favorite graphic in the whole world. Like I said, I'm kind of obsessed with it. And I want to let you know that every single one of these tools is now available in my Small Business Growth Club. It is not a theory. It is not a maybe. The future is here. So anyone who is on this in this workshop who's already part of my growth club, so that's Jules, Sandra, Nikki, thank you for being here. And also, I hope you can see how I've demonstrated just one of these tools. You have the full suite. I've been demonstrating them over the last few weeks, but I hope you can see now the full power of it, how it requires such little energy and effort from you that you can also delegate to someone else if you don't have the time. But it requires so little from you, and it is so targeted and so specific to you in response. And if you are not in my Small Business Growth Club, I want to ask you, where the bloody hell are you? Because it's the best club around. It is a monthly membership to grow your audience and sales. And I'm so lucky I have the best club on the internet. That's what Amy Hay has called it, one of our beautiful members based in North America. Small Business Growth Club is about setting up your strategy, your profile, your content, getting your engagement, and your sales. And it's doing all of that with minimal costs. Like I said, if you are out there in the market, you're getting bombarded by messaging from every single expert and guru under the sun. And guess what? They're not the solution to your business. You need a holistic solution for your business. And although you can't do everything at once, you can take small steps along the path, along that specific success path. And that's what I'm all about. So in Small Business Growth Club, there are 100 plus proven growth templates, all of our AI tools, plus a ton of Canva templates, plus a ton of Notion templates, just all the good stuff that you need. There are also 5 ways to grow within the club. One of the biggest pain points and mistakes that I see from other memberships, and I am in a ton of memberships, one of the biggest mistakes I see is that it's really hard to access the membership, they might have like a call once a month or something, or, it's always a 60-minute call and it's like really hard to make that time. Or they have an online portal and I forget my password and I can't get in, I build things that work for me as a mom of 3 and a business owner who's really freaking busy. Like, I want you to come and spoon feed me in my little baby mouth. And so when I'm building things, that's what I'm doing for you. There are 5 ways to access the learning in Small Business Growth Club. We bend over backwards to deliver what you need. That's myself, that's Sarah, that's Alison. We were always workshopping this stuff, how to make it easier for you. And we received the most amazing feedback recently. I'll go through these and then I'll share the feedback as well. So each week, each day, we are in constant communication in these particular channels. So first of all, we deliver the information via Instagram stories, which is a really innovative approach. And again, I'm practicing what I preach in terms of utilizing free tools. You don't need to buy Kajabi to sell things. You can do them innovatively using YouTube or using TikTok, or for me, I'm using Instagram. Hooray. You can get my tips on Instagram twice a month. They come through on special stories just for you, and they're really fun and easy to access. You can click through and access all the tools from there. You also have access to our training portal, which has over 130 videos. You can access it anytime. You can go through them in this really innovative way. Alison set it up whether you can access the information based on your pain point, say you want to grow followers, or you can access information based on your success journey. So you want to start at the beginning and you want to progress through, we got you covered. You can also access the information in our Facebook group. We are not gatekeeping here. We publish everything to the Facebook group. We have conversation and discussions there. You're welcome. And you're also welcome to promote yourself. That's a big pet peeve of mine. I'm part of so many memberships, and they always make you like curly whirly, turn yourself into a pretzel to try and talk about your business. I'm like, why? If Sandra's got an art show on, I want to know about the freaking art show. I want to talk about her, celebrate her, share it with someone I know who will love it. You are allowed to promote yourself in my group. I know that Jules takes advantage of that, and I love it. We also share our information via weekly email every week. On Sunday, we go over We don't recap. We recap everything that has been shared, and we send it out via email. We also celebrate wins in the club because it's all about you. And finally, we host 2 calls per month, each of them hot seat coaching, where we can delve into you and your business and what's going on for you. And I know that Haley from Burnt Honey Bakery has been in those calls. I love workshopping her business and finding out what she's up to. Plus, it exposes her and her pastizzi brilliance to the other members of the club who informed her they didn't even know what a pastizzi was, which I thought was just amazing customer research and the sort of thing you can only get from like telling people what you're doing and getting their first-hand objective response and then learning they have no idea. So I thought that was useful. This is all the stuff you get in the club. You obviously get your success system now powered with AI. This is super exciting for me. This is what today was all about. You get 130 growth video tutorials, 100 plus Canva templates, 7 plus Notion templates, twice monthly live group tips, Facebook group to promote your biz, 365-day done for you calendar, launch calendar, monthly guest experts, and live hot seat coaching. And of course, here are all the various AI tools that I built. And so what's happening is this week I'm going through and I'm demonstrating day by day another one of these tools. So I hope you can see how useful it is. I would love to invite you to comment in the Facebook group, and I can run the tool for you and your business if that's what you want. I think it's so powerful for you to get these results. I know they can make an instant impact on what you can do, particularly when you think about Nicole. Nicole, you now have like 14 days of content you can create to promote your sales before end of financial year. I mean, that is just exactly what you want. You know the questions to ask, you know the posts to put up on LinkedIn, you know the people to target with DMs. Boom. It's done in one single piece of input into ChatGPT. So how much money can you make with Small Business Growth Club? I really love the club because we have businesses from all different ranges and sizes. If you are not monetizing right now, no big deal. We all start from that place. The club has space, capacity, and training to help you successfully monetize your offer with zero costs. Other clubs I've been a part of, they make you fork out for Kajabi. They make you they try and tell you that you're going to host some retreat somewhere and people are going to pay you $30,000 to go there. It just ain't true, right? The way you make money is to show up online, solve problems for your ideal customer, and to do that on social where your customer is. Remember that analogy of the mall? Getting out there in the mall and solving problems is going to naturally bring customers to you. And so that's where I recommend you start when you have no cash flow yourself, when you don't have anyone else to turn to. Start monetizing your offer online. That's what I teach. Then if you're at the growth space, we also have capacity for you. So from 1 to 10K per month, we're all about targeting. We're all about using those AI tools to really focus your attention and energy on the people who are actually going to buy. So for Sandra, this means, drilling down, and I'd love to run that tool for you in terms of wholesalers. Who are the wholesalers who can afford to stock your products? How do we find them? We can ask AI to recommend Facebook groups, to recommend LinkedIn groups, to recommend specific LinkedIn searches that we run. If you're doing advertising, we can get ChatGPT to recommend advertising parameters for it. That's a whole bunch of stuff we could do to foster your wholesale growth and sales for the rest of 2024. If you are scaling, if you're going from 10 to 20K a month, you have the perfect system behind you. Again, you're probably delegating your social to other people. You're probably delegating your emails and your website to other people, but are they creating SEO optimized content for you? Have you assured that they are targeting your ideal customer with every single touch point that they're creating? When you have our success path, you start to have those tools in your toolkit that can assure you that that is being done. So it supports you and it supports the person who's actioning on your behalf. I think that's really important because, if you want top quality output, you really need to give people the best tools to do that. And as I said a million times, these tools are free. They are multi-billion-dollar platforms and they're free. There is no subscription cost associated with using these tools. How much money will you save from being in Small Business Growth Club? Well, like the analogy that I had at the start, I just can't tell you how much my head was spinning when I went out there in the market and I was like, what do I do next? Because honestly, it was all like, someone was like, it's all about funnels. You need a funnel. And, my answer's like, what's a funnel? I don't, you need email. I'm sending an email every single day. And, the results are like up and down. Like, yes, the thing is that not one of these things is the solution. They are all the solution. And your challenge is, how do you afford it? How do you get to that point where cash flow is not the bottleneck, right? Well, you need to use bloody well free tools. You need to get more revenue in the door. That's the simple game, right? And so by being part of Small Business Growth Club, you will end up saving 20K per month because you don't need to fork out on all this random stuff. You build the business until you've got the cash flow, and then you allocate it to the person who's the expert. They're happy, you're happy, everyone's happy. That's my kind of game. And then it comes back to, how much time do you save in Small Business Growth Club? Small Business Growth Club is about saving you more than 11 hours per week. Why? Because we've got a strategy for you. We've got a plan. We've got a success path. You don't need to think about, I'm overwhelmed. I mean, we're all overwhelmed, but at least you can look up for 1 minute. You can think about, okay, where am I on this path? What's happening today? And what tool do I need to use to take action? I myself am constantly printing this out and then drawing on it and writing on it because I myself am confused. I can't tell you how in Lightening, Allison takes full credit for it. Allison was creating this graphic for us. She is a legend. It also is faster learning. Again, I'm part of so many memberships and they just make you show up to these hour-long calls. But what happens if you're not free that hour? You just miss out on the training? You just fall behind? No, my training is delivered twice a month. We have these hour-long calls, but we also have 5 to 7 minute growth tutorials that come to you on Instagram. You jump in just like you would a normal story, except they're all targeted towards getting these tools into your pocket and getting them applied to your business. So it's faster that way. You also get faster sales because I'm encouraging you to do the thing that you don't want to do, which is show up or be there for your customer. And I don't mean you have to show your face. I just mean that, like at the mall analogy, we need to get you where the foot traffic is. If you are sitting off in the back of Beyond, sending out a random email once a month, you're not where your customer is. We are. I am. Jen is. Sandra is. We're all out here in the arena, posting the things, doing the things, hosting the lives, going collaboratively live with someone. I know Sammy is brilliant at doing that. And the thing is, you can run out of puff if you're all alone. So that's why we have this community of all of us working together to encourage each other. And ultimately, it's all about faster results. I'm not talking like randomly. I'm not just like guesstimating here. Since I have applied these AI tools, I've grown 127K followers. So I'm moving forward since COVID, and also getting this great feedback from my current members. So they're saying, amazing, just tried it and I'm stoked with the results. Need to decide now which options to go with. This is based in response to using the AI tools and applying them to their business. These are brilliant. Totally used it and love what it came up with for me. I love these templates and they helped me share content in a different way. And one very happy customer here. And on this page, we have the beautiful Nikki Cinch featured, because why wouldn't you have a photo of Nikki Cinch in your presentation if you're doing a presentation. I mean, come on. We also have the wonderful Ed Oyama from Super Simple Marketing, Isabel and Jen, all people that I've gone live with, I've done collaborative posts with. They are part of my community, part of my family. And I think, online would suck if I wasn't doing stuff with these guys, because it's just so much nicer doing it with people that you know and trust and you care about. And I know Ed's got his own launch on this week. We're all there supporting him. So we've got a beautiful, happy family photo of everyone in the club. I hope that you can see that I know this system will work for you. I hope you can see how it will lighten your load. That's really important to me. We have tons more examples. I'm about time's up in my time. I wanted to hear from you. I want to take any questions that you've got. I can talk about, all the success in our club. Amy making 50,000 followers and selling 12 of her very first launch. This is unheard of because she's a superstar and because she shows up online. She talks about her ideal customers' pain points and she goes out there and she lets it rip. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's basic stuff. Tressie as well. Tressie joined in January this year. 4 months later, she had grown over 10K followers. But the most exciting thing is this result here, this beautiful line of sales, which goes from, I think, 40 to over 120 sales within just 4 months. I love a graph that looks like that. And that's all because Tressie was in there answering her ideal customers' pain points, using the information and applying it. So simple, so smart. And perhaps if I finish off, this is my very favorite quote that we've received from a Small Business Growth Club member. This is beautiful. Lisa from Nourishing Moments. Lisa is a mum of 4, so she beats me. I was just online on that group, LMBDW, Like-Minded Bitches Drinking Wine, and I was just perusing and someone had tagged me. And before I'd even had a chance to jump in, Lisa had written a bit of a description of the club and why she loved it. I had not asked her to do it. I had no idea it was coming. I couldn't believe how much text she wrote. And when I read it, I was like crying small little tears because she says, Small Business Growth Club is everything Jade mentions above, but I would add to it that everything is delivered in bite-sized chunks. So no worries if you're time poor. That's all of us. And all tutorials videos have captions. So if you're in a situation where you can't listen to audio, you don't miss out. Also, Jade is super responsive to DMs and questions and posts. She actually cares about her members and how they're doing and celebrates alongside us with our wins, no matter how small. Her tutorials and suggestions are actually doable and actionable. She doesn't speak in jargon you can't understand. She's genuine, as are the members within her community. It's a great supportive environment. I'm currently on unpaid mat leave with bub number 4, so money is tight. And her membership is pretty much the only non-family expenditure I've kept. That is the most beautiful thing because Sarah and Allison and I, who are all on this call, we all work so hard to deliver this for you. So in the chat, I would love for you to share, Sarah and Allison, if you can share the link to join Small Business Growth Club. Allison's shared the link there. Thank you so much, Allison. I think it's so important that this exists. I am delighted by the hard work that we've done. I want to share it with you. This is just the beginning. We have just seriously the tip of the iceberg. Seriously, there's a whole system there waiting to be unlocked. I hope that Sandra, Nikki, Jules, anyone in the club, you can see the power of this and how in the club, in our Facebook group, I'm constantly saying, hey guys, want to check this out? Hey guys, how can you use this? And I want to take the opportunity in this launch to really take the time to show you how powerful it is and show you how with the tiniest input, you can get such powerful, incredible output that you can run again and again. Because honestly, it's, you can get like a content calendar all you want, but it's day by day. Like, what do I post today? What do I post today? You can run that and get the response you need instantly. And it'll probably assure you that you're on the right track, but at least you've got that instant way to action. I think that's really important. Nicole, who's also in the club. Welcome, Nicole. I have to run because the boss baby calls, but thank you so much for today. Thank you. Yona says, love that, utilizing free tools. Thank you so much, Jade. Love you. Thank you, Nikki. I'm excited to run that money machine with you to talk about your podcast and monetizing that. If you haven't already done it, I'm sure there are other aspects of your business that you're seeking that could be of use. Jules says, so excited to use these tools. Sarah says, love the community in the membership. So supportive and great to workshop ideas with. You are the best, Sarah. We are only as good as our beautiful Sarah who takes care of all of our community. This is incredible, Jade. You are a brilliant innovator. Thank you, Rochelle. I'd love to run it for your business. Thank you, everyone who's been on the call today. if you have any questions or you want to ask anything. We're a little bit over time now, but if you want to continue this conversation in the Facebook group, I would love that, because I want to lighten your load. I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million times again. My mission is to lighten the load of one other small business owner every single day. And I really see how using these tools is like creating a little pocket version of me, having it in your pocket, having it in your apps. I don't know if anyone's using the ChatGPT app. Super powerful, amazing. I often use it. I'm just about to release a video about it, but I hope you can see how this is genuinely moving the needle for your business at zero cost. I think that's really important, really powerful. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Allison, for all that you do for our Small Business Growth Club. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. I hope this is the first of our Hangouts this week and not the last. We have another 7 sessions to go. I am so passionate about sharing this tool. I've got a ton of sessions on this week, all of them free, all of them going through a different tool that I've created so you can see the power of it and how you could use it and apply it to your business. Till then, thank you so much for your time. I've loved every second of it. I'll leave you to it, and I'll see you in the Facebook group.